Hello, I am Dr. Pramod Joshi, Chief Mentor Project Pratham at GLA University, Mathura. And along with me is Ms. Anagha Pednekar, who is representing the University of Wisconsin, Stout, here in India. She is visiting our campus and we have lots of questions for her. Let me ask you, Anagha, firstly, what is University of Wisconsin Stout all about? Give us a brief introduction.
Sure. So, Dr. Joshi, just like so many other universities in the United States, the University of Wisconsin Stout, or we call it UW Stout, is a public state university. However, we have a distinction of being a polytechnic university,
Okay.
which basically means that there's a lot of industry collaborations that we do. Our students are career ready from day one of their graduation. Our learning methodology is completely hands-on learning, and we support that with a fabulous infrastructure too. So we boast of 3 times more laboratories and studios on our campus compared to classrooms, which gives students that opportunity to engage into applied learning methodology day in and day out on our campus, which is something really unique at UW Stout that we offer. I think that's a brief one.
Yeah, those
About
are some
Stout.
very interesting, differentiators from other universities. What about the cost of education at UW Stout? Because for an Indian student, that is usually one critical question in their minds.
Absolutely. So that's again one of our biggest, USPs. We are extremely affordable when it comes to American standards of tuition fees and living expenses. Our tuition fees are just $16,000 per annum for most of our undergrad and grad
That's
programs.
very economical.
That's super economical, and there are scholarships to add to it. A lot of Indian and international students support their tuition fees and their living expenses with their scholarships
Mhm.
and by working on campus, because as an international student they can do about 20 hours of work per week, which can also earn them a good $5,000 to $6,000 per annum.
Hmm.
And since we are based in a small town, their living expenses aren't very expensive too. So they can manage their entire 1 year of expense within probably $20,000 to $30,000 without scholarships.
Okay.
So that's one of the biggest thing I think for an Indian student to look forward to, because I know everybody in India is very price sensitive. So
Yeah.
anything which is affordable can be really easy on their
So if
mind.
an Indian student from GLA University were to go to UW Stout, would he find other Indian students there?
Oh, absolutely. He'll find loads of them. Though we are a small size university, so there are about 7,500 total students on our campus. But the international student population is still quite low. But yes, majority of international students are Indians, and they come from all parts of India. We have students from North India, South India, western parts of India, really far northeastern parts of India too. Of course, there are a lot of other international students. So we have almost 40 countries represented on campus.
40 countries.
Yes.
Okay.
So though they'll have Indian students, I will always suggest them to mingle in with all other
Become global
nationalities.
in their perspective.
Absolutely,
Okay,
yes.
that's a very good tip. Also, I wanted to know what is the placement scenario? You said they are job ready, but what kind of jobs can they expect and where are those jobs?
So we again really boast of our industrial collaborations for that. We regularly work with almost 1,000+ employer partners, and we host 2 job fairs on our campus. And in fact, this career conference is one of the biggest in the entire Midwestern region, not
Hmm.
just in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Probably, you've heard of schools in Illinois, Michigan, but this is the biggest in the entire Midwestern region. One conference happens in the month of March and the other in September. And almost every job fair, there are 300 to 500 employer partners coming in, which really gives us our placement rate, which is close to 100%, 99.4 to be precise.
Okay, that's very impressive.
Yes.
Um, Finally, what are your first impressions about GLA University today on today's visit?
Oh, I really loved being here. Uh, of course, the skill development center and the kind of work that you're doing with the incubation is was the highlight for me. Coming from technology background, I always, kind of aspired to be in that kind of a setup. So it's really wonderful that you're giving your students that kind of an opportunity to not just study in a fabulous environment, but also go beyond that, explore, be creative, and be innovative in their life, and which is, I think, the need of the hour. So I really loved it.
I also, saw on your website that there are some very interesting programs for our students to go graduate in. There is construction engineering. I saw operations management. I have seen food processing, food science. These are, of course, very job ready
Centric,
kind of
yes.
job centric courses. Um, uh, what do you think? Does a student need to have 4 years of undergraduate studies, or can our 3-year BSc program students also make it there?
So we do accept Indian 3-year degrees too. So again, a very unique thing about UW Stout. So we're not really restricting it from a duration perspective that only 4-year students can apply to UW Stout. Because what we have observed is even though they're studying for 3 years duration, their curriculum is very equivalent to what an American degree would be at the same level.
Okay.
So we accept those students too. We have fabulous programs in food science, operation management, manufacturing engineering. There's a psychology program. We have a very unique risk and safety management program. Again, all these programs are geared toward making sure that there is a fabulous amount of employment available for our students eventually when they graduate.
So our 3-year BSc chemistry, physics, maths, our business administration students, BBA students, can look forward to studying at UW Stout for their masters.
Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of chemistry students can study our food science, our risk management program. There is tremendous scope for employment in every kind of industry for risk and safety officers, and very little, supply when it comes to professionally trained students into that realm. A lot of students can come and study our mathematics programs, operation supply management program. In fact, for a BBA students, you can probably look at even a computer science in future.
Great. Thank you very much for spending time with us here.
Most
And
welcome.
we really hope that this partnership will yield some very good opportunities for our students at GLA University.
I am thankful and I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you, and we shall be in touch.